How's it going, guys? Indiana John here. Today is going to be the first episode of Bali Basics. So, going to be talking about construction styles, sub-styles of those construction styles, hardware, and some tools. So, the two standard construction styles would be channel, where the handles are one solid piece, and I'll get more into different styles of channel in a minute. And there's also sandwich, where the handles are two or more pieces. So this one, the handles are just two pieces, but then there's things like the rep, or a bunch of these, where you have liners and you got scales. So this is the Benchmade 51. It's got blue anodized titanium liners and black G10 scales over the liners. So those are the general constructions. There's also a number of other things that I'll talk about in a second. But like I said, there's different types of channel. So this one is latchless, and it has Zen pins. So there's different stop systems, stop pin, systems. So Zen pin is where there is a pin inside the handle, and it hits a bump on the bottom of the tang and a choil and a notch on the blade. So that's what stops the handles from just flopping around. One of the other ones is Tang pin, and this right here is a double Tang pin because it's sandwich. So it has a Tang pin for the open position, and it's got a Tang pin for the closed position. Right. So of Tang pin, that's double Tang pin. There's also single Tang pin, where there's just one, and it needs to be a channel knife to do single Tang pin, because that one works for the open position, but in the closed position, there's usually a kicker, which is a little bump right there. This one, the edge is set back just enough that it doesn't contact on the inside, so it doesn't get dull from that, and then just the spine hits the other handle. So that's how single Tang pin works. There's also a couple other ones. There's a hidden Zen pin, which is just where the Zen pin is not visible from the outside, like this one's visible from the outside. Let's see, this is another hidden Zen pin. And then pinless is also another one. So that's where it doesn't have any pins, any stop pins. So it just has to be channel to do that. So for the closed position, it works the same way as a single Tang pin, where it just hits the insides of the handles, but in the open position, it hits the edge of the channel, kind of acts like a Zen pin, the edge of the channel does. This one was aluminum, so kind of wore away a little bit. So that sort of stinks, but it's an interesting style. I did forge one of those a while ago, a pinless one, but that sold. Probably gonna do more though. And this right here is not done, but this is one of my knives, and I call this Bali Tang because it's not sandwich or channel, but it is a one-piece construction handle. And this one I did hidden Zen pins, which was just ridiculously hard, so I don't think I'm ever going to do that again, but I'll do more Bali Tangs. These are titanium. It's got bearings, and it is not even remotely close to being done, but, this is it. That's the second Bali Tang I've done, by the way. And another weird little construction is this guy. This is a flapjack, aka the sideways Bali. Oops. Yeah, they don't flip very well, and Stole my BMG. Dang it. These are also not very good for wrist bumps, as you can guess. And they do not chaplain, which is really weird. I'll do an episode on different moves and skills and stuff like that, just like jargon, rollovers and chaplains and stuff, ladders. Yeah. So those are the constructions, and I'm gonna briefly go over like the anatomy real quick. So using this guy, we've got the safe handle, which is the one where the spine is attached to the spine side. So when you're on the safe handle, it's safe to smack the blade against your finger. This part of the blade is referred to as the spine because it's on the back. And then you've got the tip, you have the edge, and then that little notch right in there. Sorry, it's kind of shiny. Maybe this one's less shiny. This doesn't have a choil though. Whatever. When it does have a little notch there, like that, that's called a choil. And you've got, like I said, the different, stop pin mechanisms. These little guys right there, those are the pivots, where the handles pivot, hence the name. And then this handle is called the bite handle, and I think you can guess why. So we've got safe handle, spine, edge, bite handle, and sometimes you'll have barrel spacers like that. Sometimes you'll have block spacers, which look like there's a bunch of different types of block spacers, but those are from a Schenkel song. That's where it's just a big old chunk of metal versus a little round piece. So you got your spacers. Oh, this one has block spacers. Spacers on the end. And then also sometimes you'll have a latch. So there are paracord latches, and there are T-latches that just kind of flop around. And there are also spring latches. Let's see, this right here is a spring latch. So it has a little hole that it pivots on, and it's got that little spring, so they kind of like bounce up and sort of stay out of the way, but they still kind of throw off balance and get in the way sometimes, so usually take those off. There are a number of fun things you can do with a latch, but they do get in the way. So, and there's also that weird little type of latch. There we go. Kind of redeemed myself. Yeah, so I think that's it for construction styles and anatomy, stuff like that. Just because of how long this took, I'm gonna call it this, but I'll do a whole series on these. And if you have any questions that don't get answered in these videos, just put a comment on. I'll try to get back to you, or you can shoot me an email or DM through Instagram, all sorts of stuff like that. So yeah, that's it for now. Have a good one, guys, and keep flipping.